You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, it looks like training camp is not off to a great start, or you could say it's off to a great stop for one Caleb Williams. Now, once again, I will bring this up in every Caleb Williams video I ever do. You guys know, especially if you watched over on Black and White Sports 2 prior to that draft, I had Caleb Williams as the 5th best quarterback coming out in that draft. I love Jaden Daniels. He was my number 1 quarterback. I had Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr., Drake May, and Caleb Williams as my ranked QBs. I said, look, Caleb Williams does not look good against good defenses at all. Top 25 defenses, it was not good. They ate him alive. I said he held on to the ball too long, took too many sacks. Guess what happened last year? Oh, but the line. No, he was doing that in college. Let's not get confused, okay? That line was not good, but it was also just about average, all right? There were times, and I looked at plenty of times, he could have gotten rid of the ball last year, and he didn't do it. He was going to struggle with timing and rhythm offenses. This is going to get very interesting. Why is this going to get very interesting? Because next year's draft is loaded. You have to come out of this year knowing Caleb Williams is the guy. If you do not, you've got to be prepared to move off of him and draft a quarterback again. You cannot pass on a guy in next year's draft. I mean, there is potentially, it's going to look like last year's draft. Not the one we just had, the one before, the one with Caleb, the one with Drake, the one with Jaden Daniels. I mean, there's potentially 5 or 6 starting quarterbacks in next year's draft. So you got to know. Caleb Williams ran 5 plays in 707s. 2 of them were intercepted. All right, so here we go right here. Let's see if we can see something. Caleb Williams. Yeah, throwing the ball around. All right, great. There wasn't much there. Tough day for Caleb. Wasn't all bad. Tipped. Several tipped and dropped balls. Okay, well, we used to hammer Alex Smith over that. First red zone series, 0 for 5 with 2 interceptions. Did have a couple of touchdowns. Whew. Very early, there were still some flashes. This guy just kept it real because Merrill Hodge, prior to the draft, he kept it real. Merrill Hodge said Caleb Williams is not special. He criticized his inaccuracy on the run, over-reliance on RPOs, and the lack of NFL traits, and felt the Bears should have kept Justin Fields. I mean, what are we doing? I guess, okay, they're running a play right now. Oh, God. Okay, that was Caleb Williams just threw his 5th interception. Yikes. Caleb Williams is having the worst camp out of all NFL players again. He is struggling badly with good coaching and receivers. The Bears don't even want to show Caleb being horrible. They don't even show him in this clip. Let me turn that sound down. I don't want to get... I mean, wow. So was that an interception? That was an interception that was run back. So the media is going to slowly but surely start getting on this, folks. Colin Cowherd got on this week. All right. Yesterday, in fact. Let's go.
3 days ago, he struggled. Ben Johnson was furious. Couldn't get the play in and out. Yesterday, struggled with a deep ball. Today.
By the way, I heard Ben Johnson was mad as hell. mad as hell. Jerked him off the field. The more I hear about Ben Johnson, the more I may like him. And I was skeptical of that dude. I said, you got to be careful. You may have another Josh McDaniels here. Great OC, not great head coach, but I like that kind of fire.
Caleb Williams, 2 red zone picks. 1 tip ball, another one horrible pass. So 3 days in a row, it's gotten a little bumpy for Caleb Williams. So people say, I hear athletes say this. I hear people say that you can't take a lot from camp. You can see red flags, positive, negative. Andrew Luck, Jaden Daniels, first week of camp, Commanders, Colts. You were hearing glowing reports. Disastrous first day.
Okay. To what he's saying, Kyle Shanahan, the first week or two of 49ers camp, when Brock Purdy was a rookie, word has it he already knew they had something. They had something with Brock Purdy a week or two in the 49ers camp. The first one as a rookie, the 7th round pick, the last pick. Hell yeah, you can take stuff from training camp.
Dates rarely become great 30-year marriages. I've interviewed lots of people in my life. Disastrous interviews never become great hire. It matters. Sean Payton last year was texting me in August. He's like, Bo Nix, it may take a few starts. Guy's going to be good. By October, Bo Nix, 103 passer rating. You can see good. It can be one of those musical shows. It can be an athlete. It can be an interview. It can be a first date. You can see stuff. What do they say? Men decide in 8 seconds. Women decide in 8 minutes if they want to spend any time with this person. So Caleb Williams was sold as a generational talent. We were all hoping it would be this generation, right? Like, how long do you want us to last and wait? So remember this. Ben Johnson's first year with Jared Goff. Let's go back to that. Remember that Lions team 2022 was not the roster it is now. The O-line wasn't quite set. Jared Goff, first year with Ben Johnson, now the Bears coach. Led the NFL, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks, 7th in passer rating, 6th in passing yards. And again, that Lions team isn't the one now. That's 3 off seasons ago. The Lions team now, I don't think is as good offensively as the Bears team right now with their personnel. So and I feel this. Quarterbacks in 2025 are a little bit like streaming shows. Bro, if you're not getting me by the 2nd episode early, I'm out. Used to be 3 years. Give Eli Manning 3 years. Those days are over. Private coaching, 7-on-7 camps. You can transfer in high school and college to a better place. Those days are over. He's got to be good by late September and early October. And that streaming show, you know it and I know it. By the 2nd episode, if you're 8-10 minutes in and you're like, the writing's bad, it doesn't work, you're on to another streaming show or another service.
Okay, I know what he's getting at. You got 20 to 25 games to show it now. Seriously. You got last year, you got half of this season. And if it looks too bumpy halfway through this season, you move off of him that quick now. All right? You don't wait, especially if there's good quarterbacks coming out. Sports mockery. One thing became clear immediately, Ben Johnson has no plans to coddle his young quarterback. He shouldn't. There have been 3 training camp practices already. Bears head coach is throwing some nasty curveballs at Williams. The latest came on Friday. It was a day marked by some struggles in the red zone. Williams threw 2 interceptions, failed to get a completion. Oh, man. Yikes. Offensive coordinator Declan Doyle explained it was done to measure how the quarterback handled unexpected pressure. That's very intentional. That's trying to get our defensive pressures in against some of the stuff that we're doing offensively. We have contingency plans for what they're going to bring at us. So the quarterback operating, getting the offense on the same page as far as checking plays, checking protections, things like that. But that's all part of the scripted practice. It's trying to get the defense right with their pressure patterns and the way they're going to play coverages on the back. And then it's getting our quarterbacks used to whether we're throwing the ball up or up front handling the movement with those run schemes. That's all great. That's all fine and dandy. But he failed miserably trying to do it. I mean, I don't know. His statistically last year, Caleb looked okay. But I watched a lot of Bears ball last year because of Caleb Williams. Half the time it looked bust level, to be honest. That hanging on to the ball too long, that thing, the inability to throw in a timing and rhythm offense, that's massive red flags. All right, that's the kind of shit that Russell Wilson does now, that he's had diminished now that he's diminished returns in his ability as he's gotten older. Sean Payton literally got rid of Russell Wilson for that same. He hangs on to the ball too damn long and takes too many sacks. They ain't going to keep you these days if you do that. You have to know. You have to know. If you're the Bears, you've got to come out of this season knowing, is Caleb the guy or not the guy? Because there's way too many potentially good quarterbacks in next year's draft. Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller, potentially Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers. I mean, not all of them guys may come out, but there's going to be 5 or 6. You could see 5 or 6 first-round picks, quarterbacks next year. No shit. It does not sound like it's going well for Caleb. I'm not going to I told you so it yet. I'm not. We'll wait. We'll see. By the way, hearing J.J. McCarthy looks great. He looked great last year, right off the bat. Sam Darnold wasn't going to get that job last year, but J.J. got hurt. And I watched what I could of J.J. J.J. can play in the NFL. Just that quick, you can tell. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Before we jump in, make sure you go to our merch store, our Make Basketball Great Again shirt, and our newest shirt that just came out. Both shirts are brand new. The American Flag Skull Fever Enforcer shirt. And use promo code CC22 for 20% off.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.